Let's just start, guys. How's everyone doing today?
We're doing great,
We're
bro.
good, bro.
Another beautiful day. And for the people who don't know, we got a great guest today. My camera is this camera. We have a
Timothy Chalamet? No way.
Hey,
First of all,
happy to be here.
if it's
The
anything,
Armenian?
Yes.
if it's anything, it's Timothy Chalamet. Let's get it straight. So it's G. We have a great guest today. Literally future superstar, future like craziest DJ.
He's gonna be in Doom 4.
He's gonna be in everything, fool. He's
craziest
like
production
the
of
next
that.
David Guetta. Stop please interrupting me, the boss man of the fucking world. The only boss man. They're over here right now speaking to you straight up. The next biggest thing in DJing, EDM, I don't know, all this shit like that, bro. He's gonna take over rap beats. Fucking people don't know, bro. In 10 years, this shit's gonna be used in my boy's documentary. This is a big deal. People don't understand what's going on.
If this was a boxing match, I would never start.
Hey, hold on.
Hey,
Let
You're
them-
still out though, bro.
I want to hear
finish.
from him.
Let me finish my
Okay,
introduction.
go ahead.
fool.
Hurry up,
You're
bro.
dirty for that, dog.
That was funny. That was
Allowed,
hilarious.
ladies and gentlemen, for the WC linear heavyweight champion of the future world. And also currently, just you don't know because you guys don't know shit. Shawn Nashawn, my childhood friend. We love this guy. We don't like Moses, but we love Javon. Great guy. Shawn Mac. Tell him about yourself, Shawn Mac. Where can the people find you? Where can the people like enlighten themselves by getting to know the one and only true and sick Shawn Mac?
Hell yeah. First of all, I just want to say if I'm ever transitioning to a UFC fighter, I need you to be my announcer.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna come out with you.
That shit was fire, bro.
And Dana White's gonna pull up and be like, bro, can you
I
shut the fuck up
swear,
for a
bro.
second?
No, but I'm going with it. I love it. I love it. You boosted me up. Yeah. Thank you for having me, guys. My name's Shawn Mac. I make EDM music, specifically progressive house, melodic techno, and sometimes techno. And yeah, I've actually grown up to always love music, and it's one of my biggest passions. Actually, when I was little, when I used to mess around with beats and stuff like that. And back in the day when we didn't have all these tools and stuff, what I would used to do is I would grab a recording of like, let's say an instrumental, 50 Cent instrumental or Eminem instrumental. I'd put the recording. Have you ever guys seen that, those telephones with the strings?
Of course.
The home telephones. You know how you can record your messages, so whenever you call and like, please leave a message after the beep, but
we
you can
actually
customize
used
it.
to make phone calls to girls back then on those.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Remember
Talking to girls, dog? What the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's before cell phones were a thing.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
did that, right, Javon?
I did.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest one here, so I definitely did
Yeah,
that.
he definitely, yeah.
If you did it, I did it twice.
So I would record those messages, and then I would record the whole instrumental beat just so I can rap under it, so I can hear myself. So I used to do things like that. Like I would find any single way to like basically record music, and then now I'm pretty much producing it. So
That's dope, man. Yeah,
The
man.
future. That's all
I
have
think
to say.
that you know, for me being an artist myself, I love to combine different genres of music. So we'll definitely be working later on trying to create whatever art we can, you know.
sure.
And thank you for coming on. So we start off every episode. If we have a guest, we start off this way. And then if we don't have a guest, or even if we do, then the next thing we go into is a Boss Talk segment. So it's pretty much advice that we give to anybody that's viewing to help them on their journey or their path in being boss-like or to boss up. Today's topic is your word. So what I mean by that is this. I'm out there in the field for real, around real bosses, and I see large things happening, and I see it happen for real. I'm not at an amateur level on the things that I do, so that's where these ideas come from. I'm seeing a lot of people who are not sticking to their word. Now, there's two types of bosses in this world. There's the conniving and tricky type of boss, because you can boss up this way. You can be a snake and you can still make it to the top.
Right.
But if that's not what you're interested in, and you tuned in here or you're subscribed here and you want to get something, you know, and hear something better than that, then what I would tell you is to be a man or a woman of your word, at least to the best of your ability. Life happens. There's things you can't control. But what you want to do is you don't want to be a person who says that they're going to do one thing and then try and come up with a valid excuse to do something else. I think I'm going to specify specifically in one area when you make an arrangement with one person and then you hear something better somewhere else, stick to the arrangement that you already had. That's just something about your character in general. And that's kind of where I'm going to wrap that up. I have seen good results from it. No, I'm not going to wrap it up. Give me 30 more seconds.
Tell it like it is. Go for it.
That's all I got. So is what it is, not what it ain't. So what I'm telling you is this right here is that if you stick to people who are looking at you at all times, it's almost like we're on this podcast and people are watching me speak through the camera, or they're watching Mike, Max, I called you Mike, thinking about the big homie. They're watching Max speak, they're watching Moses speak, they're watching Shawn speak. But in real life, people are watching and observing you and forming opinions about you at all times. Nobody wants to go get into bed with somebody who they're watching do other people grimy or break their bond or their word with. But everybody wants to deal with the guy who they watch, no matter what the circumstance is, no matter what advantage he has by moving differently, this guy is honorable. That is good for future business because past business doesn't matter. The money you made off of past transactions, nobody cares about. What money can you make moving forward? And you can't make good money if you can't make good relationships. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly.
I like that.
Factual facts.
Word is bond is like what I live by, bro. And there's been a lot, like I say this, right? There has been past situations in my past life where I'd said, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I never did it. But now I do. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to make sure it gets done. Whether it's, hey, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow and I'm going to hit the gym. Whether it's, hey, I'm going to make sure this Boss Talk episode is finished and it's getting done. Whether it's, yo, you know what? This month, I need to grind and make this X amount of money. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And that all goes with me reaching your goals. If you say something, just make sure it gets done. And with that being said, if you make sure that's done, you're going to realize like, damn, I did that. I am so proud of myself. What else do I have to do? I'm gonna be a sayer and everything I say is going to get done. And now your life is going to be so much better on all aspects because whatever you say, like it is, your word is your fucking bond, bro.
100%.
Exactly.
Whatever you say, it needs to be done because you don't want to be that person that's going to say something and it's never happened.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people like that, and I have no respect for those type of people who are like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this year. I'm going to do this month. I'm going to do, you know, and they don't do shit. And I don't respect those people. I don't like to talk to those people. I don't like to have those people in my circle.
Yeah.
So if I don't want to have those people in my circle, what am I going to do? I'm going to be the opposite.
Exactly.
I'm going to be that man. I'm going to be the one that people look up to. I'm going to be the one that my family looks up to, my friends look up to, my niece and my nephews look up to.
Yeah.
So word is bond is everything.
100%, dog. That was a beautiful way of setting it up. But yeah, your word as a man is a major thing, and it intertwines with your reputation too. If you're someone who yaps to yap and doesn't walk that walk right after, then what is the point of your word? Like it was said in a great movie. Obviously, it's a fictional movie, Scarface, like we were talking about before. What does a man have? The two things that a man has is word and his balls. Literally, that's it, bro. You need to be able to keep your word. If you don't keep your word, then who are you as a man? So try your best, anyone in this world. If you say it, then you have to do it. Irregardless if it's through manifestation, if it's through physical work, you have to do it because the way the public will perceive you, the way your own people will perceive you will be negative towards you. And that's just how it is. But you know what interests me? What would Don Corleone think about your word? How would Don Corleone react to this, Javon?
You talking about Marlon
We'll never
Brando?
know, I guess. Right?
No. We will know because I have Don Corleone on the line currently. Yes, I
Really?
do. I have Don Corleone on the line right
Let me
now.
see.
People
What's
think I'm
up?
fucking around. They think I'm fucking
Is
around.
he at the compound right
Don
now?
Corleone.
I hope he has his cat with him.
He has his cat with him. The cat is always with him. I forgot the cat's name, but my respects to the cat.
Tony.
We're about to call Tony. The cat's name may be Tony.
Tony.
You never know.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to call Don Corleone, Vito Corleone, the one and only, and ask him what he thinks about a man's word. Ladies and gentlemen, strap onto your seatbelts. Let's do this
He's
shit.
about to be like, I have an offer you can't refuse.
But he's actually making a call.
He's making a call.
Let's
He's making a call.
Buonasera, Don Corleone. ¿Cómo stai?
Hello.
¿Cómo está, Don Corleone? How are you?
Buonasera. Buonasera. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, Don Corleone. I'm over here with the boss man, and we were talking about word, and I just thought to myself, I said, who else is better to explain to the people what a word of a man is? So, Don Corleone, I call you with respect, with honor, over here today on Boss Talk, on whatever day it is today. And I want to ask you, what do you think, sir, about a man's word? What does it mean for a man when he says, I'm going to do this and that? What does that mean to you, sir?
Buonasera. Buonasera. What have I done for you to treat me so disrespectfully? You called me on the night of my daughter's grandmother's firstborn child who got married to the mailman's cousin's wife's sister's wedding day and asked me for justice. Murder for money. And I will do you this justice, even though you've never invited me for a cup of coffee or a cookie of some sort. Because me, Don Corleone, I'm a man of honor and justice and fairness, a man who holds loyalty above all this, and a man that carries the burden so others will not.
Don, but what about the word though?
And a man who can make you an offer you can't refuse.
There it is.
I was waiting.
There it
It
is.
So, Don Corleone, just to specify
Hello.
the fact, what do you think about a man's word? How important is that for our audience and the people who watch Boss Talk? How important is the word of a man when you say something as a man? Even as a woman, if you say something and you have to get it done,
A woman.
what is the
That's deep.
importance of that?
Woman.
As my son Michael would say, all a man has in this world is his balls and his word.
Pretty sure that was Scarface.
That,
But close
might have
enough,
been
close
Scarface,
enough.
but sure. I would also believe that he's your son. Doesn't matter.
Your son does resemble Scarface.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Yeah, your son does resemble Scarface.
I think they were in the same movie.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Don, by the
Universe
way,
crossed some
I just
point.
wanted to let you know that I picked up and delivered that package, just so you know.
Don, I just want to let you know that the horse's head was in that bed.
Oh no, I must sell it about this cellular sit down, as I have priorities I must attend to. And as I leave this call, I trust everyone understands my son Michael won't be touched and he won't be harmed. And if he does, I'll burn figures at the sum of these people in this room. Arrivederci, Godfather.
Arrivederci. Thank you so much, Don
All right,
Corleone.
Don.
We
Thank
love
Thank
you.
you, Don.
Appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. Buonasera.
Buongiorno.
Grazie,
Michael will not
Don
be
Corleone.
All right, so
Italian pizza.
What? What's not a real Italian?
pineapple on pizza,
Oh,
not
True,
Italian.
true.
No, it's not a real Italian pizza.
oh, di giorno, di giorno. We love you, Don Corleone.
I just want to thank you, Don Corleone, for coming on. Appreciate you.
Listen, what
Great
other
person.
show? Listen,
But-
I don't think any
yeah.
other show. Please, 1 second.
Yeah, go for it.
We got Arthur Shelby. We got Dr. fucking Phil. Now we got Don Corleone.
I think we need Scarface next.
We probably need Scarface or
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah,
next. We'll
Scarface.
see.
Oh,
we
or
need
Wolf
Thomas
of Wall
Shelby.
Street.
Or Wolf of Wall
Jordan
Street.
Belfort.
But here's the thing that's
That's gonna bring
different.
something out of me though. I don't know if we should bring him.
Listen. Here's the difference between our podcast and every other podcast. Respectfully, we love all podcasts. But are you seeing what we're fucking doing
I
right now?
love all podcasts,
but
Listen, I'm a lover. I'm not a hater. So I
all
love
of a
all
sudden, but he calls
podcasts.
girls bitches.
You haven't even heard the rant of the day,
All
brethren.
right, here we go.
Okay, the whole purpose of the show is to share our cultural experiences and what we know. So I'm going to give you a black perspective. There have been so many black people who have been murdered and prosecuted at the word or command or the lies of specifically of a white woman. So it hits different for me. I look at stuff like this and I don't see it the same way that maybe somebody who's Hispanic or Armenian or Asian or whatever would see it. I see it different because I always come back to what have been the Black experience of dealing with white women in particular. If anybody is unfamiliar with Black Wall Street, which we talked about on some episodes prior to this, these are like multiple city blocks that were decimated by, these are American city blocks that were decimated by American warfighter planes, by European Americans, simply because supposedly 2 Black kids like whistled at or did something to a white woman. So when I look at what she's saying in accusations, and she's just doing this because she's pissed off, we can go back in history and see a time where a white woman was pissed off, because I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no kids whistling at no woman like this. And even if they were, we're talking about kids here, right?
Right.
So for her, I have zero sympathy for what you're going through right now. And it's just so funny to me that you're over here crying on the internet and I'm sorry.
He grabbed my ass. No,
look,
he
your life
didn't.
was good. Your life was good. You had it made.
What else?
All you had to do is just be a respectable human being.
That's it.
But instead, you want to spread lies and rumors and whatnot. And this time, it's not even about Black people. You're spreading rumors about Hispanic people. But as a Black person, I feel for everybody who has to endure something like that. And so I just think that people don't realize that when you look at the media and you look at, if there is a Black man who gets on the media and he says, I was wrong this way, there's no sympathy. And then when you go down the race cards, right? But when you stay on the gender of males, the sympathy is not really there.
Yeah.
It's not really there, period.
Right.
Even if we talk to like about a white man, the sympathy is not so much really there. Nobody really cares.
Yeah.
Then when you switch over to the gender role and you go into the female status, okay, now there's a higher standard.
Oh my God, everybody cares.
But when you go to specifically a white woman, that's at the top.
That's the top tier.
The top tier of like,
Yes.
we should care. And throughout history, there has been so much wrong that's been done. People who are sitting in prison cells, all types of things. People have been murdered.
People that have
Emmett
done
Till, a little kid was beat to death.
Yes.
And then his mother had to say, let's have an open casket funeral for Emmett Till for simply the accusations of a white woman, not of a Black woman, not of an Asian woman, nobody else.
People do 50 years and get out of prison after it's like, oh, actually, he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
So
That shit
I didn't
is
even want to.
That's messed up, bro.
Yeah.
That's messed
It
up.
pisses me off.
I didn't even want to have to
all that
chime
shit
in on
pisses
this,
me
but
the
I
fuck
just
off.
want to this is circus acts right here. This is clownery right here. You know. So anyway,
So-
I don't even respond to what I just said. I just gave them the piece that they need
Fuck
to
that.
get.
Respond
Just-
to it. Let us
just-
know what the fuck you think, because this
They
is all
can.
bullshit.
But I'm saying
it's all
us.
bullshit.
I'm
dog.
saying us.
Like,
I already gave the history behind it. That's it.
Like for this woman to do this, for this woman to say, you fucking wetback off of $50, and then you come back and be like, oh,
I'm rich,
he did
you're
this.
poor.
I'm rich, you're poor. I didn't mean it. I don't care if he grabbed my ass. What do you mean you don't care if he grabbed? First of all, if he grabbed your ass, that would have been in the video.
Right.
But you
Well,
weren't
not
talking
that
about
it would have
that.
been the video, but yeah, no, I feel you.
Like you
She
didn't-
might have mentioned it in the video, like, "Oh, you did this to me. That's why I'm calling you this."
Right.
Right on the video.
But
knowing she's getting recorded. But this is what I think too, bro. We're going so ham over a waste, just like you're trash, bro, for doing something like that. And I don't mean to degrade any human being, even when they mess up, because everyone messes up. But what you did was very trash-like.
but
to this
everybody
woman.
messes up in their own aspect, dog. I ain't gonna mess up myself. I've done a lot of wrong in my life,
True.
but to my personal self,
Yeah,
I've
same.
never done a wrong in a racist way.
Or to another person. could you
Yeah,
say?
like I'm not gonna call a black guy the N-word. I'm not gonna call a Mexican a wetback, even though I'm Mexican. Whatever. I'm not gonna do this racial type
through
of
hate.
shit.
Bro.
Yeah,
Now
through
when
hate.
it's joking, it's completely different,
Yeah.
like I was saying before. But through hate. Okay, this is just my 2 cents, and I feel like we should wrap it up because she doesn't even deserve this much time, in my opinion, because she's such trash. What she did was such a trash thing. She's gonna get it on the streets, bro. Anyone who ever sees her, anyone who come. Do we not understand that California is the #1 minority state, and most of them are the Mexican compasitas.
Thank
So
you.
it's like wherever you walk, wherever this girl walks, she's gonna be getting she's gonna get horrible looks.
Bro,
People, you already know the cholitas are gonna be like, "What's up, fool? You wanna talk?"
Well, that's what happened with
And they're
fucking
gonna get at her.
Have
you even hold on, fool? Have you even met my uncle Spider, Rider, Climber?
I'm telling you, dog.
She's gonna get it, dog.
I'm a put
all
it
this
to you
marathon
way.
shit, bro.
Do want to ask you guys about current day affairs and
good.
what's going on.
We always
And
need
we're
to
gonna
talk
go
about
to
it.
Sean Mack because you guys are clowns. We're not. I'm just like with you. You guys,
Why
what's going
clown
on?
us for, dog?
What's going on, Sean?
Can
What's
you
going on,
even
bro?
read a page out of a
It's
Harry
like,
Potter
we're on the
book?
couch. This is player's couch right here. So I'm just playing.
Fuck
I just want to
50 all
say,
day, every day.
disclaimer, I rock with them heavy, but you know. Anyways, your Max's boy Trump has been on
Donald the Trumper.
he been on a sick one. All
been a
right.
sick one,
So there's a
fool.
few things that I want to address about him. So
What's cracking?
first of all, I don't know if you guys have been aware, if you've heard about this, but supposedly he stopped, and I'm gonna misquote what their actual title is, but he stopped the health organization, World Health Organization, whoever, because they had sent 50 million. That's a large number, right, America?
Big number,
World. He sent $50 million to Gaza, or no, America, or they were sending $50 million towards Gaza for condoms. And according to Trump, this is out of his own mouth, Hamas was using this money and these condoms to build bombs. He didn't say that the money was sent in a deceptive way and then it got sent to build bombs. He said the condoms were being used to build bombs. Now,
Fake news. This is horrible fake news.
Condoms?
hold on.
He's talking shit, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, you know what's funny? Is that there is more than one Gaza on planet Earth. And it just so happens,
Come on, cat.
yeah, that one of the Gaza that this $50 million was being sent to in condoms was actually, and I don't want to misquote on this.
Is
but I
that a
believe
Diddy party? Oh.
It might have been, but it was actually a part of an African country, I believe, or excuse me, yeah, an African country. Which you guys can look up. You don't have to fact check this. And
Oh, I'm fact checking.
it had nothing to do with Hamas because obviously Hamas is in Palestine. That's where they operate out of, not this African country. And clearly they had nothing to do with bombs or anything to the sort. This 50 million was sent there because they have a high rate of STDs being spread and the World Health Organization was trying to combat that. Now, how does everybody here feel? And we don't want to hear from you.
Because
or
it's
you
fake news.
first. We want to hear from our
Yeah,
guests.
let's hear from our guest.
I want to hear from our guest first. How do you feel about the fact that what I'm telling you is not a conspiracy? This is already out now, right? That he literally was speaking about the wrong Gaza. This is the president of the United States of America.
I looked into that. I'll comment on it.
Here comes the chimer in.
If you want me to bring in the facts, I just read the articles. This isn't
before
true.
you
What's coming out from jail.
Let him talk.
before he even answers America, right now, America first, right?
America first.
I'm more America first than Trump could ever be.
No, you're not,
Than
dog.
he could ever be.
No, you're not,
right?
dog. Come on.
Because my people built this country, not his
That's
people.
right.
So, anyways, I didn't read this from an article. I watched Trump say this from his mouth.
Okay.
Now moving on.
So where did you
how
read
do
the part
feel-
where it's
But
actually
can
for
you
another
just-
I didn't
Stop
read
and let him
anything,
talk.
America.
Let him speak.
I watched
Talking
him
to
say
Trump's
all of
lawyer,
this.
you can't just say things.
Yeah.
Let him speak. Let your boy speak.
How do you
brought
feel
him on.
about
Let him
this?
speak.
Honestly, like I want to ask a question. I want
Ask your question, sir.
because you said, how do I feel about Trump mistaking the country?
Mistaking
Mistaking-
which Gaza he was speaking about. Do you think
Okay.
it was?
Which is-
Do
I
you
don't think
think?
it's
Do you
true.
think it was on purpose, or do you think it was ignorance?
Either way, it could be ignorance or it could be by accident. But didn't Biden do the same thing though?
Bro, Biden fell off a
Don't
fucking
ask him.
bike,
you,
dog.
Your own
Wait,
opinion.
but
bro.
Wait a
Your
second.
own opinion.
So
Don't
the
get me
answer-
started right now.
So me and Sean Mack are in a conversation. America, ignore everybody else. So Sean Mack,
Yeah.
Biden's trash too. So now that Biden's eliminated from this conversation, and now our only president is Trump. How do you
greatest.
feel about this?
honestly, like I haven't been keeping up too much lately with the politics, but I mean, yeah, that does sound off to me. But let me tell you, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, there's always an explanation to something, right? And media won't show it. This is over here. No, look, I'm not protecting the guy. No. I'm not protecting the guy.
No, protect him.
No, wait. No, I'm not protecting the guy. But
It's okay, I got you.
realistically, right? Let's say right now, for example, right? I could say something out of my mouth, right? Something would come out of my mouth while we're talking a boss talk. And let's say there's a billion people possibly, let's say, watching this, right? I really hope so, yeah. There's a billion people watching. A lot of those people can grab my word and twist it and then pretty much implement it in a way they want to hear it so they can pretty much go towards their agenda, correct? Okay. Like anybody can pretty much do that, but I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying I cannot judge unless I know 100%. But the messed up part about this is it's media. We can't know 100% about what's going on.
I've done enough research on this to verify that, for one, let me say that one more time so I can mention the country's name really quick.
I don't think this is a true. I don't think this is a true.
Let me just mention the country's name.
I think I just deleted your account on accident. That's not a true statement.
All right, so let's together, America and world.
Okay.
What is that country? What does that say?
Tell them what the source is.
How do you pronounce this?
What source are you getting this from? Tell them so they know first.
Let him talk.
I will. How would you pronounce that provenance?
Mozambique.
If anybody wants to make a fool of me, just go ahead and look at Mozambique and find out if there's a Gaza there. Because according to Middle East Eye, which I take as a very valid source of information, right? They claim the U.S. spent millions on STD prevention in Gaza, but it was in a province in Mozambique.
Elaboration.
And let that mic drop happen right there. So anyways,
Hold on. There's got to be two sides to everything, right? I'm sorry.
Not really.
Hold on.
Let me ask you one question. Let me ask one.
That were completely against what you said.
They're not even here, bro. You're on the players' couch.
They just don't want me to talk because they know.
This is interesting because I have a rebuttal to this.
You're on the players' couch. Okay.
Players couch.
Yeah, you're on the players' couch.
And we're on the fucking fucking white gay ass.
Thank you for playing.
All right, so
Speak for yourself.
all I'm saying is this: have you ever dealt with
Didn't even
somebody
tap me up, dog.
who's just been wrong?
Yes.
Okay, so why is it that Trump can't be wrong?
Of course he
Why
could be
can't
wrong.
the White House be wrong?
But why does he have to
can.
get punished for being
They
wrong?
all can.
Why wouldn't he not be punished for being wrong if we're going to say we're going to punish everybody for being wrong?
Give the guy a break.
But we
dog.
haven't though. Who punished the Democrats and Biden for being wrong?
Again,
The gays.
Biden.
Oh, wait, no.
No, let me
They're
answer
really
that.
hooked on
Fucking
this
masters.
Let me answer that.
What?
Let me answer that.
I had to lighten the mood a little.
I know. I
The
feel you.
gays. The gays.
The mood
gays.
is okay, so hold on. Biden
We've
should
got
be
multiple
punished.
gays. I'm sorry.
I feel personally that you have one bird with two wings, left wing, right wing, and it's still attached to the same bird. And I feel like as Americans, we are so stupid to try and separate the two. We're talking about one government here. So at the end of the day, I know you've seen at, what was that, Jimmy Carter's funeral service?
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter's funeral service, you see Trump sitting next to Obama,
And they were laughing.
they're laughing
They're
and
boosting
whatnot,
out.
right? Okay. And I'm not saying that
Obama was like,
genuine.
fuck that Kamala bitch.
Right. I'm not saying that
I
there's
was
like
never fucking with her, Trump. Trump was like, I know what a horrible lady. She smelled like absolute shit, okay? Black, more like Indian.
But I'm not saying that they're like legit homies. But at the end of the day, you got a taste of something where it's like, I'm sorry, are we running over time right now?
No, go ahead. Keep talking. I'm trying to.
Oh, you're
You
just
signaling
waving?
stuff.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see how much time we got.
12 minutes left.
All right, we're good. Go
All
ahead.
right. So
12
all
minutes.
I'm saying is that we should not be looking at anybody like, oh, because it's this person that they can't do wrong.
What I have to think about that whole situation is I looked at multiple other articles, bro, that were pertaining to that case, Javon,
I'm listening.
of what you're saying specifically.
Right.
And there was no talk about it was going to that African city whatsoever. They were more talking about why was he bringing that up on Hamas using it as bombs, or what Hamas is going to do towards this, or Hamas is going to do that. Why is he saying that of all things, that specific reason of aid is going to be used to bombs? And I looked through Al Jazeera. I looked through some regular media outlets, a couple things, not even media outlets, straight up like AP, like the stuff that be letting the Times, whatever. So what I think about is there is some stuff that presidents do need to do, irregardless if they want to or not, because we all know there's stuff on top of them, bro. We know this. Aaron knows this. We know these things. It's higher than the president. There are powers that are above the presidency. So all I have to say is, you see what politics does when the talk of politics came up. This fool doesn't want to talk about it. We're fucking talking over each other. He has one way of viewing it. I'm sure Kay has another way. Aaron has another way. But it just causes division. I'm still going to talk about politics. I don't give a flying fuck. Always. But we need to balance shit out correctly. We need to talk about and understand one another. Irregardless, you have a thought, I have a thought, I think this way, you think that way. Okay, for sure, we debate, move on. That's all the public needs to understand, like what Nishan was saying. That's all that matters. So I said my piece. That's all it is.
The point that I was making on this topic specifically was that I didn't read an article. I'm not going off of what somebody else said about the matter. I'm going off of literally the facts. The facts are there are two different Gazas. That's not even.
But there is no proof, bro. I read multiple
There's no proof
articles
of what
that it's going to Africa, bro. There is no proof whatsoever that it's actually going there. That's an assumption made by a media channel that can be made by any other one. Because I looked at multiple. I didn't look at one thing, bro. Al Jazeera is one of the number one most unbiased news sources. You know that.
I trust Al Jazeera.
And Al Jazeera did not mention one thing about Africa. They were more getting deep. Like, why is Trump saying that it's specifically going to those?
I just kind of find it. And this part is an opinion. Before we close up everything, I find it kind of wild that we would say that we're sending $50 million in condoms to anywhere.
Well, it's Trump.
Hold on 1 second.
That's the way he comes out and says shit.
I'm not talking about Trump. I'm saying, let's think about this for a second. We're talking about the World Health Organization. So that means that they cover the issues that have to do with health. STDs are a health issue. Mm-hmm. And we are very much aware that in Africa, there is a large health issue when it comes to STDs. So I just kind of, like, when I'm kind of using my little bit of common sense, if there's two different Gazas, there may be more than just the two. But if there is two, and you're telling me that there is a major STD problem in the Gaza that is located in an African province, and you're telling me that that's where they say that, because when you're saying that nobody refuted it, refuting versus claiming that something is false is two different things. So I want to know, and I'm not asking you because we have to do more research and we can come back to
100%.
But I'm just saying, nobody refuted the fact that the Gaza that the World Health Organization was sending the 50 million towards in condoms was the one in Mozambique. So I'm just saying that it's wild for him to also throw in the whole Hamas thing,
the
Hamas, and they were using this to build bombs. That's all. That was my only opinion about it. And then also, like I said, the fact that, bro, we barely into this dude's, him coming in office, his presidency, and I feel like he's doing a lot with all the people that have been deported, the rejection of deportation. More promises from him saying things like, I'm going to make this country do this. I'm going to make that country do that. When I saw the last time he was president, he made a lot of promises about what other countries were going to do that never happened. He said Mexico was going to build a wall. No, he said we were going to build a wall and Mexico was going to pay for it. They didn't give $1 towards that wall.
There was things that Mexico did, but we're getting too deep, bro.
I'm just saying that I'm sure people will appreciate it. I see you, Aaron. We thank you for coming on again.
Thank you, sir.
Brother.
Thank you for coming on, Shawn Mac.
you,
The next greatest thing in the music industry in general. I'm sure Shawn Mac will be a recurring guest. We'll see you around, bro. Thank you for coming. Another beautiful episode, another beautiful day on a Friday. And that's how we're going to end off Boss Talk.
This is Boss Talk.
That was Boss Talk, ladies and gentlemen.